Animaniacs 2020, Season 1, Episode 7. This was much better.
Yeah.
There was no Pinky in the Brain, but all the episodes were good. Like all the bits were good. There was no Pinky in the Brain, but it was all good.
Yeah. There was a little Pinky in the Brain at the end, and I liked the comment how they said, "We really should have used the dead mouse joke this time."
Yeah. Let's see. Oh. Yeah, and but yeah, they were all. I would easily replace almost any of the things in the previous episode with any of the ones from here, because they were all good. I think Warner She Wrote was the best, and generally it tends to go down as this one too goes down, but it starts so high and it ends so well that it's not it's a downslope, but it's so much higher than last episode that the top is way better than the top of that one, and it goes down, but it's still better than the top of the previous episode. I think I would rather watch the rapper version instead of cutening.
I think it was a little bit of a curve because I thought the third one was a little bit better than the second one. But I am a fan of epic rap battles of history, so.
Okay, yeah, I'm not a huge fan of it.
And my favorite one actually is Shakespeare versus Dr. Seuss. I have like a top 3. Shakespeare versus Dr. Seuss, Mr. Rogers versus Mr. T, and I forget what the last one was. Oh, the the Ghostbusters versus the Mythbusters, I think it was.
Sorry.
But my top 2 are definitely Mr. Rogers versus Mr. T and and Shakespeare versus Dr. Seuss. So.
But yeah, suffice to say, overall this was a better episode on the whole than last one.
Except for that one scene.
Which one?
The doggy kiss.
Oh.
Oh my god. Yes. I was so disgusting.
You know, the worst part is, I've seen people really do that.
I know. No, the most disgusting part was after the fact, where she pre-chewed the dog's biscuit.
Oh, yeah, that was.
I was trying to forget about that.
And then is like, "Are you gonna finish that?"
And he did look good.
Are you kidding? It looked like shit.
Tasty shit.
Yeah, but
I liked the episode overall. I loved the throwback to the Missing Diamond episode, where with one of my favorite Animaniacs lines ever. Dot, you search for Prince. I found him. No. Fingerprints. And now. So, I mean, also I love and here's what you won. It's even here, go ahead and unwrap it. Oh, cool.
Yeah,
that whole classic cartoon mindfuck trickery going on there. That's just so much fun. Plus the whole fight scene between him and himself. And I was literally doing that earlier today. Not with the whole fighting and wardrobe change, but I mean the arguing with yourself thing.
Yeah,
So
I like that they it was a nicely set up and paid off villain to the first part. Like, you know, it you get the, it's a bit obvious, but this is also a kid show, so it
yeah,
cut some slack. It's like, this is a weird guy. He's a bit more obvious, but it's, again, kid show. Okay, but they foreshadow that this guy has problems with M words, and
uh,
which by itself is funny enough, in that he's constantly doing that, and it's a funny little quirk of his.
and it makes a nice tie into the end where he's like, "I'm gonna murder you." What did she really mean? No, I actually got it right this time.
Yeah, yeah. It sets up both that and the murder note. So
Yeah,
they did a good job of,
it was
it's
well written, well thought out, and well rounded.
Although I have to say though, that punchline took way too
I,
long.
I was
that
really
was
trying to work into that. I was literally trying to work into that joke. It's like I was taking a bath. Ah, so you were alone. No, who said I was alone?
yeah, that was an Animaniacs. That's
That was
vintage Animaniacs. This punchline's too long.
that that skit was classic Animaniacs. That would have fit perfectly with the classic series.
Is that why they made the joke? I think we've been here before.
Yes,
Probably.
because no, that because of the because it's so closely tied to the episode with the missing diamond and the hippos.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's why he was saying, what am I calling myself? The Great Wakarini or something like that, or
Yeah,
I forget. It was something like that, and
yeah.
or whatever
Because
his.
that's what he called himself in the first, the original, and then
Yeah, so
this.
he was. They were hanging a lampshade. It's like, yes, we understand, and so uh, the Hercule, or whatever it was. I forget what Hercule Wacko, yeah,
Yeah,
Hercule Yakko rather, of Poirot,
yeah.
is what they're referencing, if you're wondering out there. It is nice. It's like, okay, everyone's got a evidence, and everyone's got, like, everybody's got a motive for it. Like, everybody's annoyed at this dog.
Yeah.
And Dot's close magic.
Where is
Yeah.
They're still there, but where's the handkerchief? Whoa!
I'm so startled. I'm going to rampage. And I love how he said it. And I love how she's like, watch. What? Keep watching. Hey, you're not watching. Keep watching. I'm watching. Ta-da!
Yeah, it's just like, that was a very, very funny. The bits were really funny in this first part. They're really funny. Just this.
Pacing was so well done that none of this, none of the little bits took too long. Even the punchline wasn't that long.
Yeah, well, they
It
integrated
all
them.
ended so well together.
Yeah, it's
And
like,
it's just like so well done, that one.
yeah, I thought it was yeah, it was very funny. It was that was very vintage Animaniacs. That's the kind of Animaniacs I remember. Fast jokes, really funny, but the plot makes sense enough. Like, it's still Animaniacs, it's still cartoons. The plot doesn't have to make that much sense, but at least, they have sort of an overarching goal, and it
Yeah,
makes
it was
sense. They
tied
did the
together.
basic plot structure.
Yeah.
They bothered with that. um so yeah, Kathleen Chin and Brian Polk, yeah, good job. And all the crew on this, they were the ones that came up with the stories, like story by these, teleplay by Jess Lachey, Andrew Barbot, and Wesley Wild, and directed by Eric Knudsen. Good job. This was a really funny one.
Yes.
Anything else to say? Oh,
To be fair, I would have ended that dog.
I would have too.
I would have thrown it off the train.
Oh, the chicken poodle soup.
Okay, well, yeah, one of the names Yako goes by in this episode is Hercule Yako, a nod to the episode of the same name.
Yeah.
Okay, they named the episode that. Having done it before, okay, that. Oh, and the one last thing is all the references there, where they start pulling out all those objects. It's like, you know, Rosebud, People Fled, Soylent Green, Citizen Kane, Soylent Green, Sword in the Stone, Monty Python, Wizard of Oz, Psycho, Maltese Falcon. It's
also, the way they were with the soup and the fact that every time they tried to take a sip, so they pulled out straws instead. My nephew drinks his soup from a straw.
Hey, it's the best way to eat soup.
Yeah.
Well, assuming there's nothing, no little floating items in it. It's
really big straw.
Soup they have cup of soup that you actually drink.
Yeah.
It's called soup to go.
Yeah, and yeah, so if you've got something like a tomato or something like that, tomato soup or something like that, you can something that doesn't have any like floaters, or the floaters are small enough, you can just drink that.
Well, they have soup to go where and it has broccoli cheddar, which is amazing. Where you microwave the cup. It's like a kind of cup can. You microwave it and then you drink it straight from the can.
Yeah.
That stuff is great. Cup of soup. Another Doctor Who reference. We have to have some Doctor Who in every day.
That's true.
It's our daily Who.
But yeah, okay. Anything else we want to talk about the first segment?
Nope.
All right, France Revolution.
Yeah, the first time we didn't get a Pinky and a Brain episode in the
reboot. Yeah,
mid-run.
I did appreciate the fact that they made a well done historical. Not like Pinky. This is how the historicals are supposed to be. The Pinky and the Brain one was rubbish. The Pinky and the Brain historical they tried to do. But one was, aside from not being accurate, but I mean, it's kind of hard to be 100% accurate. But I mean, this is the best historical we've had so far of the reboot.
Yeah, this isn't. You know, it's not as good as Sistine Chapel, but it's still pretty good.
I said a reboot.
Yeah, I know. I don't disagree with you. I'm just saying, like, it's not Sistine Chapel quality, but it's still good.
Yeah.
And they kind of take they don't really. They took that the meat cake. They kind of took that line and ran with it really hard, though whether really she said it is doubtful. But it's in doubt whether she actually ever said it. But they get across the kind of point of the French Revolution while still keeping it mostly kid friendly, like. Like,
I love the guillotine, and they're like, and they're cutting up cake.
yeah, and then they go to put them in the stocks, and they kind of go along with it, but then you have Yakov's just sort of he gets in it backwards, and then just like, oh yeah, I feel like getting out of this, and he just gets out of it. It's like,
yeah. One of those things, like the Day Trip of Doom, where Webby's like, where they're all tied up and Webby just slinks out of it, and it's like, you were able to get out of there the whole time? Oh,
Yeah.
oops, sorry. No. Why aren't you tying yourself back up? Well, I didn't want you to think I'm weird. It's one of those. They could have gotten at it any time, but they didn't because they were being good.
Yeah, it's sort of it's a rule of funny sort of thing where
Yeah.
cartoons, if they need to be able to escape something because it makes for a better joke, they can do it. You know, like, you know, if it makes for a better joke, they can do it. And if it's funnier for them to be in the stocks, they'll stay in the stocks. But if it's funnier for them not to be, they'll be out of there in like a half a second. And it, and so
Or Roger Rabbit sliding out of the cups.
yeah, it's like, you get out of it only if it was funny. It's not funny right now. But yeah, it's just it gets along the general idea of some of the problems that led to the French Revolution, but and it gets along some of those it without being it's without being too specific about anything, really, like going too in depth, but kind of getting the feel for it.
And getting too political about it.
Yeah, it's like, this is what happened, and so they didn't politicize it. They didn't make the king look like Donald Trump or something. It's like, no, they just kept it to sort of, they focused on Marie Antoinette a lot, and the king kind of got pushed to the side, but for the most part. But it works. It's funny, and it's not overly politicized. So another good one.
Yeah.
Yep. Let them eat cake.
Tell them what they want. Tell her what she won.
House arrest in the palace at this house arrest until you kill something. It went through the how exactly you phrase it. I don't remember.
Monarchy is just
is discontinued. With your after the trial by the whatever whatever he said, but he kind of he got the point across that you're going to be kept at house arrest and then killed, essentially, in as kid friendly as you could get.
Yeah.
Remember, it is a kid show.
Yeah, and I think they forget about that sometimes. When they get into some of the political stuff, they forget what they are. And then we got gift wrapper.
Epic battles.
Epic rap battles of history. What was his name?
J-Pack.
J-Pack versus Yakko Warner.
Yeah, it was still.
I am a fan of the epic rap battles. I'm not a fan of rap in general, but the epic rap battles are so fun.
Yeah.
And I love the mic drop at the end, how he's dropping bigger and bigger mics.
Yeah.
Until finally it's like he steps out of it in a spacesuit. It's like, what the fuck?
Let's see. I was looking for something.
And we have Pink of the Brain pop up. I was worried about them.
Yeah, I like the. You see, we should have saved this the dead mouse comment for this one. And then they made a comment about you'll be a danger mouse. Danger
Although,
mouse. Oh, there's another joke.
I kind of wonder what Brain's plan was there.
I have no idea.
Probably to introduce another hypnotic thing in the music industry by ascending as a DJ background for J-pop.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. I found it interesting that it's sort of a quiet, not quiet, but a less out and out bragging, but in the rap battle at the end, he's like, J-Pac's like, you know, want to compare my 30 Grammys to your 8 Emmys and a Peabody? Like,
Oh, the humble brag.
yeah, we got 8 Emmys and a Peabody. Back when we knew what we were doing. But
Yeah, but I mean, any zombie movie you watch, you come back from the dead, you're never quite the same.
sometimes
true.
dead is better.
Well, there was that one zombie movie I watched. I don't remember what it's called, but it was from the point of view of the zombies.
Yeah.
So they thought they had superpowers. Like, oh my God, you got hit by a motorcycle and there's a motorcycle handle sticking out of your chest.
God, that sounds so familiar.
Whoa, they got turned into zombies because of some chemical that got into the Frosty machine at a bowling alley.
God, I know the movie. I just cannot place the name.
And at the very end, they ended up with a running out to some ranch in the desert and having their own little life there, zombie family life type thing, where all the zombies lived happily ever after.
Damn it! Now I gotta find that movie.
I know. I want to rewatch it.
Because I
Next week, that is going to be our video of review.
well, here's the thing. I have no idea what that movie's called.
I will look it up and I will send it via Skype later.
Okay. You know, if I was okay, so if I died, right, and I was brought back to life as a zombie, my first thought would be like, why the fuck did you wake me up? I was having a good time. It's like, death was peaceful, life is hell.
I know. Hey, like Buffy says, she was in heaven and they dragged her back.
I think one of my favorite YouTube videos, this guy's like, so so a guy gets possessed, right? And the ghost is like, I think your friend has COVID. Like, yeah, it pretty much sucks right now. It's like, should I come back like in a decade or so?
Oh, okay. It's called Wasting Away.
Ah, nice.
Anyway,
Anyways,
I just Google searched zombie POV movie. Yeah. There we go. Wasting away.
Anyways, it's a very good episode.
Yes.
Okay. Is that all we have for today on this one?
Yeah.
All
Yep.
right.